Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Thursday, October 31st, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to start with this one. 277.23 on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, that same exact formation is 275.81. We rallied pretty close to it a few days ago and have since fallen away. We can zoom in a bit and show it here. And in fact, it was on Tuesday that we settled below a simple trend line, also closed below the low of the high. 262.34 is the trend line today. I do know the low of the high is a little bit lower than that, I think by a dime, 262.24. So this is still a sellable area. And holding below 262.34, we have a short-term sell signal. Short-term meaning by the end of next week, 238.57. Now, I know we didn't test the 277.23 channel top outright, but we rallied pretty close to it. And because of that, and following the near miss of that, we also closed negative on the day. That is a sign of an overbought market at times. It's not, I would never sell a market based on that alone, but when you combine it with the near miss of the channel top, I think, and especially following Tuesday's settlement below the low of the high, I think all signs point toward the upper 230s by the end of next week. And holding below 262.34 is your near-term ceiling into next week, and below which 238.57 likely by the end of next week. Downside today, I do still have 254.45, and that is from the gap low against the high this week. That is a 5/8 downside Fibonacci, can contain intraday selling. I will say that if we close below 254.45 today, we could tomorrow, Friday, test 238.57. I'd say within a couple of days anyway, into early next week. That 238.57 level is a newly formed downside 3/8 Fibonacci based on the August low against the high that was put out several days ago, this week's high. And it may well contain weekly selling pressures. And from there, we can round back up into the upper 270s again within 2 to 3 weeks. In fact, I will call this the 2 to 3 week time frame. Buying the upper 230s, selling the upper 270s, and vice versa. Selling the upper 270s outright as a short and buying back in the upper 230s. And I think that is really what we see here. Now, I've also mentioned how this channel top at 277.23 has a sister channel bottom, if you will. Had we tested it exactly to the very tick and fallen away, this trend line itself would have been a channel bottom. But now we basically construct our channel bottom using this series of highs, and that comes in at 214.71. So I'm going to reiterate that, it is holding below the upper 270s. That does allow the mid 210s by the end of November, I think is possible. Certainly a settlement below 238.57, our 1 to 2 week objective right now, would then indicate a 214.71 within another couple of weeks. 214.71 can absorb selling through the rest of the year, and we can round back up again through December from that price point. So, am I expecting the 214.71 level? No, I'm not. But holding below its sister channel top, if you will, in the upper 270s will keep it in play. And at this point in time, I am comfortable anticipating the upper 230s as a 2 to 3 week target, and following Tuesday's settlement below 262.34 by the end of next week, where we could bottom out through the following week and round back up again into the upper 270s. Working our way up today, if we happen to push or open above 262.34, 269.19 is in reach. That is the high settlement price that was put out on Friday of last week. And that could be it for the day. But I will say that if we close today back above 262.34, the short-term emphasis remains one of being constructive. And within 2 to 3 days, 3 to 5 at the most, 277.23 in reach. 277.23 is on the weekly chart, part of a range of resistance that actually begins at 275.81 that can absorb buying, as I say, through November, possibly the rest of the year, and below which we can fall back over the next month or so into the 210s. It would be a settlement above 277.23 that would set up a meaningful buy signal through the rest of the year. I would expect 316.25 within about 3 to 5 weeks. 316.25 is on the weekly chart. Where is it? I know it is somewhere, and I apologize for the hesitation here. It is on the weekly chart at 316.11. So let me go back to that. Closing above 277.23 signals 316.25 within 3 to 5 weeks, and 316.25 is on the weekly chart 316.11. And so you've got very similar structures here. We can also say that a weekly settlement tomorrow above 275.81 would indicate 316.11 within 3 to 5 weeks. And over the next couple of months, 335.74 likely. And in fact, the 316.11 channel top converges in is it early December with the 335.74 channel top, okay? So closing above this 375.81 to 377.23 region would essentially indicate, I'm going to say, the 330s over the following 1 to 2 months. That 335.74, by that point in time, 2-year channel top, able to contain buying through all of Q1. So let me just reiterate, and it's not going to happen today, but if we were to close above 277.23, I see no good reason to be short Tesla through the rest of the year. You want to be long Tesla through the rest of the year above 277.23. That would also be above 275.81, as I would expect by the end of the year, this 335.74 formation. And inversely, I don't see, after having nearly tested this channel top at 277.23, to be long Tesla as we move into the month of November. I'm uncomfortable being long Tesla into November trade because I do think there's the very real risk this market can unwind very naturally back into the 210s over the next 3 to 5 weeks. That becomes essentially indicated with a settlement over the next week or two below 238.57. And that is, once again, the 2 to 3 week time frame. Buying the upper 230s, selling the upper 270s, with a pivot point in the midst of all that at 262.34. Solid day trade level, and even 3 to 5 day swing trade, below which to upper 230s likely by the end of next week, above which 277.23 within about 3 to 5 days. I think that pretty much rounds it out. I'm going to leave it at that. By the way, if you're still listening, and I hope you are, Cadence Design Systems, we put out a stock pick on Tuesday on that. That's a solid stock pick you should take a look at. You can for free by signing up for wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial up front. Cadence Design Systems. I don't know if you've heard of it or not. Large cap stock. And I'll just let you check it out. I will be back tomorrow, of course, with Friday's Tesla report, and you have a great evening.